For today's little adventure, we're going to look at the MOCs Muppet minifigure series that I created for Lego. And let's start out with Ralph. Okay, so Ralph is a piano playing dog. So I created a piano for him. Got the keyboards, I put the music up there, and he's got Beethoven, just a regular little piano, nothing super fancy. Has a bench for him to sit on. So simple, nothing fancy, but I like the way it makes him look. And unfortunately, I didn't put a piece in the middle to make him so he can sit on it. So this is one of those things where it's very stable. It has to just sit there on a shelf and not be moved around a lot. But I like it. It's one of my favorite because I loved Ralph when I was little. He was cool. All right. So I created a comedy club for Fozzie, Janice, and Animal. Okay. I call it the Rainbow Connection Comedy Club, but they have the rainbow on the back wall and then just Comedy Club. And you got Animal here playing the drums. So every time that Fozzie makes a joke and goes, waka, 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 Animal puts the beam drum down. Janice is there to play some extra music, just in case there's a lull when the audience is going, crickets, crickets, crickets. So I obviously have his banana with him. And so I created just some simple seats. And then I had some guests, you know, people going to a comedy club, beverages, some desserts and stuff. Nothing fancy or anything like that. Just kind of a simple design that I created. And then the Swedish chef. Oh, I went all out with his stuff. You got your fruits and vegetables here. You got your fish that he's always throwing around. You got the tomato that was with his set that's live. You've got some sausages. You've got a sink with water in it. You've got a little shelf, you know, kind of that opens up. You've got a spoon and whisks and a pan on the back. You got a frying pan here. You got a grill here. You have the Swedish chef with a fish and a knife, along with a chicken, a live chicken, in the pot. So if you've ever seen the little skits of the Swedish chef, he always has some kind of live animal in the pot. It's like, go into the pot. He always tells them to go into the pot. But he does it in the Swedish chef voice, which I cannot do. So this was my Swedish chef mock. Did a very gray for a gray kitchen kind of idea. All right. For Statler and Waldorf, I had to make them their own box seats because that's what I grew up seeing them as box seats. So I did gold for the railing and the article stuff. It's like the back curtain with a little fringe on top. They're just sitting there waiting to heckle all of the Muppets. So this is what I created for them. Just a little simple set, but I really just wanted to have a mock set with Statler and Waldorf in their box because that's what they were to me. Growing up, they were always in a box seat at the stage. So now we have, coming up next is my Kermit. So I took a couple, he's in the swamp. And so I put him on a log, have some swapping things, have his rainbow there, have him playing his banjo. And it's nighttime, so you got the stars and the moon. And then I got this design idea from last year or the year before, I forget which one it is. But they had an elf one, and they had the trees blending into the background. And so I created the same thing. This one pops up a little more than this one does, but just an idea. So you can see the different swamp. It's got the water and stuff. I really like this one. I feel like it's very much a swamp. And so you can see Kermit in the swamp playing his banjo. So that's one of my favorites there. And then we have Gonzo. I made two sets for Gonzo. I made one where I used from the Toy Story 4 set, I used the Kaboom's fire ring, but then I used from Hidden Side, I used this one, and then go, hold on. It's supposed to put, Gonzo's supposed to shoot through it, but I have to put him that way. Oh, he didn't go far enough. Gosh darn it, pickles. But yeah, so the point of it is Gonzo's supposed to go, there he goes. There he went. Gonzo's supposed to fly through the fire. There we go. Through the cannonball. Through the human cannonball thing. So this part of the set was from Kaboom's set from Toy Story 4. This part was from a Hidden Side where they had a guy with a human cannonball. And so, because Gonzo, if you've seen Gonzo in the movies, he's a human cannonball. So that is why I do that. I'll see if it works one more time. Yay! And then Camilla's right here watching because she's always watching Gonzo. So there's Camilla watching Gonzo flying through the air. So that's one set that I made for Gonzo. And then I made another set for Gonzo and Camilla because, well, Camilla deserved to be taken out for brunch or for coffee or whatever. So here's them in a little cafe well, the seating part of the cafe. Got their little tea. Got Camilla sitting up here. She got cookie, teacup. Gonzo's got his teacup. So they're just sitting there relaxing, enjoying time together. So that's the MOCs that I made there. All right, next one is Miss Piggy. Now this was a Lego Friends set that I used to create Miss Piggy's Diva dressing room. So you've got gowns that she can wear. You've got some wigs. You've got fruit. You got a place for her to sit down here. You've got some magazines. You've got her mirror with her lipsticks and all her makeup. And of course she's a star, so you have the star here. And then of course she has Miss Piggy for her dressing room name. And then we also have her little dog Fifi with a bone, because Miss Piggy has a dog. And then it's got a little place to put feed mill right behind her. So, and then a little bench people can sit on while they're waiting to see Miss Piggy. So, I mean, this is pretty much, I didn't create the actual set itself. It was a Lego Friends set, but I used the set and I tweaked it just a smidgen so I could have Miss Piggy be the main star for it. We got that one. And last but not least, Muppet Labs. So you've got the information here to create things, and you've got Dr. Munson Honeydew's little desk with his computer, and you've got his little stethoscope, or his microscope, excuse me. Got tools there. You got Beaker standing inside this and just waiting to be transformed into something. You got the meters running, and then this kind of spins around. I use this from a lab from Hidden Side to create it. Add a couple things here. This is like the Hidden Side lab. This is what I created, what I added right up here. Nothing super fancy, but I thought this would be great for Muppet Labs. And so that's it. This is my creation, my MOCs for my Muppets. So you got Muppet Labs, you got Miss Piggy's Diva dressing room, you got the Swedish chef's kitchen with all of his lovely foods he's going to cook. You have the comedy club for Fozzie and Animal and Janice. You've got Gonzo's defying attraction. You also have Gonzo with Camilla having brunch or having a snack. You got Ralph, who's going to fall off the piano again. You got Ralph on his piano playing his music. You got Statler and Waldorf in their booth. And then last but not least, you got Kermit in the swamp. So thank you for joining us for today's little adventure and looking at the different MOCs that I created for the Muppets minifigure series for Lego. Please like, if you like this video, please send me a message to say what your favorite MOC was that I created or what you would have done different. I would love to hear your ideas for what you would want to put the Muppets in. So thank you for joining us for today's little adventure, and please join us for our next today's little adventure.